Hello scrappers! Tonight I'm going to be scrapping this. This is a Linksys Ethernet cable DSL router with an 8-port switch. I'm not seeing any screws, but I do see some gold pins in there. This has been in the other garage for like 8 years, getting just dripped on and soaked. There's probably spiders living in here. Not even worth selling, because I just know somebody will end up saying it doesn't work. So where do we start? Let's start with the AC adapter. These things usually just split open. Got a seam right there, just whack them with a hammer a few times. Split right open. Why don't I get a pre-scrap weight on all this thing here before I smash her apart too much. Weighs a little over 1.5 pounds. So now I like to wait to cut the cord, because now the cord's going to be a little bit longer. Got some diodes there. And a little piece of low grade copper bearing circuit board. We got some copper bearing board. A little piece of brass. See if I can get to the bottom of it. There we go. Actually, bigger than I thought. Brass. And of course we got the brass plug-ins here. A lot of times you can just pull them out. Maybe they'll tap through the other way. Yeah, they'll tap through the other side. I don't like to cut them if I can avoid cutting them. I almost broke. There we go, got that hole one out. We got a little bit of brass and some number 2 insulated. Now for the transformer. This is quite heavy. I always like to take a little nip into these. Definitely copper, because sometimes these are got aluminum windings instead of copper, and they're not really worth the time if they're aluminum. These I like to just a couple simple cuts. You know you're all the way through. Kind of helps separate it a little bit. Glove off. I hate gloves. Now we're going to get underneath this copper. And then pry it up. And that came right out easily. No fight. And this will go in my 10 bucket. Look at that, we're already doing good. These little scraps add up. So I'm not seeing any screws. Pretty cheaply made. Ooh. Seeing some yummy looking chips in there. Green on both sides. And now let's start depopulating this. Forgot what this thing's called. tongue-tied. We want to start saving these guys. A silver capacitor, I think. We'll start saving these. And that is a crystal oscillator. We're saving those too. These just give a little twist and they pluck off. And these add up. I have quite a few of these. And there's larger square ones. These add up fast. We got a gold corner chip here. I don't know if I want to get the heat gun out for that, or if I'll get the chisel out on it. We want to save these flat packs too. We'll save this guy too. And this is a trillium capacitor. You can always tell because they're connected on two sides. And they're usually marked with a C on the circuit board. What is that guy? We got some pretty large monolithic ceramic capacitors in here too. Let's see if I can get these gold pins out. There we go. And then this will just slide off. See how easy that was? People think this is some of this stuff is just too time consuming. What is this metal made out of? Non-magnetic. It bends pretty easy. I think that's brass. That's also brass. Definitely brass. You can see the edges look brassy. That's brass. Straighten these out. Look at that. Get underneath this. There we go. Get them to straighten out. Quite a bit of gold scrap on this board. And now, I'm going to try to get low, clear off a spot here. I should probably have a sheet of paper. I'm just going to grab and I'm going to twist. I'm not really cutting because I don't think these cutters could cut anyways. Cut them down as low as I can. Now I don't like using heat guns. I could use a heat gun and unsolder all these, or use a torch. But, you know, gas and electricity, they cost money. And good old hand tools are always free. Handwork and labor is always free, and plus, makes your hands stronger. Everybody could use stronger hands. Makes your skin a little tougher. And this little switch here, forgot exactly what that's called, but there is silver inside of that. So we'll be pulling this off too. There's a little tiny silver plate inside of there. They do add up. I got a couple of them in here. So they have different shapes. There's a little tiny plate of silver in there. Definitely worth saving. They sell on eBay. I won't be getting the silver out, but I'll sell them on eBay and somebody else will. And all these gold pins. And the gold pins add up quick. And I will be reverse electroplating all these pins in a future video. What's next? We got tantalum capacitor. I think I see a couple on here. There's one there, and there's also one there. And these you can usually just get a flathead on the side of them, and they usually you can usually just walk them off with your flathead. These add up also. I'm going to start a new little tub for them. Shows you how big of a drunk I was. I got Jello shot cups like you would not believe. That's when you're a professional drunk, when you start buying Jello shot cups to make your own. And this, you just cut the ferrite donut, or break it. I'm not really cutting it. And the copper pulls out easily. And this is number 2 copper, because it has that varnishing on it. We got monolithic ceramic capacitors. Those little gizmos right there, they're silver, brown, silver. And on the board, they usually have a C number next to them. See that one? CA5, C2, CK3. I only get the bigger ones. These little tiny ones, they can just stay. I forget what that thing's called, but we're saving that too. If I can get it off. It doesn't take too long to get all your monolithic ceramic capacitors off. You can just walk them off, you know, walking motion with your flathead. This chip here, there's gold in this chip too. Oh, I'm gonna break it. Yeah. Quite a bit of monolithic ceramic capacitors on here. I like to free them all up first, and then dump them out into like a sheet of paper. Another one right here. See, I'm just kind of walking the flathead, kind of scooch them off. That looks like most of the big ones. See if I got a sheet of paper here. I got the best sheet of paper in the world right there. There's a few more I missed. The little tiny ones aren't really worth my time, but these do add up. And before you know it, you got a big tub of them. And I don't know what they're going for now on eBay, but when I checked it a long time ago, they were going for about $20 an ounce. So there's about an ounce and a half here. When I get enough of them, I will be listing them on eBay. And this gold corner chip, I gotta get that off. I'm not sure what this is. I think we're gonna get that off too. Almost looks like a transistor with that metal plate underneath it. Get that out of the way. Will this twist off nice? Nope. I bet I just lost all the good stuff in it. That plate down there, I'm pretty sure that plate's copper. Now for these larger chips. See if this little torch will do it. This stuff, this is an easy way to do it. Instead of a heat gun. Just kind of melt the solder underneath it. Love my little crack torch. Maybe from the back side. And it's off. Now these have high yield gold in them. These are worth saving. Put that in a little chip bag for the rest of my chips. And these, I believe, are some kind of RAM. BGA chips. Probably don't want to get them as hot as I did. And this is some sort of IC chip, I believe. Maybe it's another BGA chip. And that's about it. I want that little guy. I forgot what they're called. And that's off. And that's about it. So I get this little copper plate. Now you do want to let this stuff cool down before you go picking it up, unless you're a total idiot like me. And she looks pretty depopulated. So this will go in the green board bucket afterwards. And here I got some BGA chips. Put that in with the BGA chips. That's heavy. That's got to be a copper plate. Woo! How come stuff's hot when you heat it up with a torch? Never learned my lesson. So we'll be saving these chips also from now on. And these gold corner chips, we'll also be saving these. These sell well on eBay also. Save those. And that's about it. A little copper plate. Let's see how good we did. 1 pound left on the scale, minus the gold and all that other whatnot that we're saving. About a 1/4 pound of green board. Still get green board price for it at the scrapyard, even though I pretty much depopulated it. Took all the good stuff off. You got a little piece of copper bearing board, doesn't even really register. Number 2 insulated. Got an ounce of that. Copper bearing. Number 2 insulated. See how much brass we got. 1/2 ounce of brass. 7 ounces of tin for the tin bucket. And for the copper. Two ounces of copper. Look at that. Not too bad. Poor man's gold. So, just remember, guys, scrap is everywhere. What is that? 2 megabyte? 4 megabyte. Look at that old RAM chip. RAM a lot of ding dong right there. So just remember, guys, scrap is everywhere. All you gotta do is find it, sort it, and hoard it. So, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.